Chet, Mark has said that you've continually gotten your size and physicality into the game more and more over the course of this season. Why do you think you've been able to do that?
Just because I've needed to. It's something that this team needs every single night. We got a lot of dudes who bring that, but at my height, I have to get it into the game, and I've been looking at where I can do that more and be better at that, and I've made it a focus.
There's a lot of rookies that would be spending most of their rookie year just kind of like settling in. Mark says that you just have such a relentless nature. What is it about the way that you are able to study the game and study yourself and your impact that allows you to kind of have a constant off-court motor?
Just continuing to want more, I guess. Whether it's more knowledge or more ability, whatever it might be, just continue to want more no matter where I'm at. I can always do better and do more for this team. So just always trying to figure that out.
Mark was saying that there was a lot of urgency from you guys, especially into that quarter, into the second half. When did that kind of switch flip for you guys to kind of kick into more urgency there?
I feel like it happened in the second quarter when we started to kind of cut that lead. It really started when we kind of got organized on offense, churned it a little bit, and forced them to have to communicate and not just kind of load up on ISO possessions. A lot of that was on me too. I was kind of stopping the ball, slowing down the offense, and forcing it a little bit. So once as a collective we got the ball churning and moving, they had some breakdowns. We got some easy looks, and then that kind of got us flowing. But I still think it started with defense. Getting stops, allowing us to get out and transition and stuff.
Coach was also just talking about how there's been an emphasis on lobs for you guys, especially going up against switches and how valuable that can be. How have you felt you guys as a group grow in that area?
I feel like on all ends of it, we're getting better. I'm getting better at creating the opening for the lob to be thrown, and guys are getting better at seeing it, recognizing it, and making the play happen. All the way from me and Dub, kind of gotten it rolling for a while now. Gid's thrown me a couple good ones in the last couple games. They haven't gone down. Mostly on my end, they've been good passes. Zay threw me one. Just continuing to trust it even if it doesn't work out. No play in basketball is going to be perfect every time. So just trying to build it and make it better so it's something effective for us.
You talked about how you're a physical player multiple times this year. When guys are getting overly or more physical with you, is it tough to kind of stay in character and not get out of character and get too physical with them and just continue to play within the game but up your physicality?
There's always a balance there. You always have to be physical and you always have to play with force. You can always overdo it with either one. That's when you start getting fouls or start trying to make plays that aren't there. But I've been playing basketball for a while, and I've always been the senior guy. So somebody trying to play that game, I guess, isn't gonna make me switch up my game. I've kind of figured out how to find the right balance.
When anybody on this team has it going, like you had it going tonight, nobody really goes for that heat check. What does it say about you guys as a team that when any guy has it going, you guys either somebody's looking for you or you're looking for Shai or Doug or whoever, you guys are beating and still playing within that system?
I don't necessarily believe in the heat check thing. If you can make a good play, there's no reason just because you hit some, it's okay, let me not be aggressive now. But at the same time, there's no reason just because you hit a few shots now to take a bad shot. The goal at the end of the day is still to get the best look and try to score and win the game, obviously. So, for me to hit some and then take a low percentage shot just because I hit a couple, that's got us going in the wrong direction then. So, I'm always going to stay aggressive, make or miss. but you know, it's got to be the right ones at the same time.
It's really a mature mindset to have. Is that something that you had to grow into, something that you just always the way you've been?
I mean, it's just understanding time and place, you know, like if I'm in a different setting, like a all-star game or something, or like you guys are gonna hate me, pro-am or pickup or something, like it's a little bit different. You know, like if I'm playing pickup and I got it going, like, you know, it's going up. But you know, this is the NBA, and you know, there's stakes on the line. You know, we're trying to win games, and you know, the West is so tight that, you know, seeding could come down to one single play. So you know, there's a bigger picture that we're looking at.
In the fourth, it started with the alley-oop from J-Dub to you. Did you feel like that kind of got you going, and then it looked like you were just in a rhythm?
I mean, I feel like in the fourth, as a team, we came out aggressive and came out kind of as a collective, and you know, the game was just flowing our way. A lot of things happened to just kind of come my way, whether it was you know, rebounds or that lob from Dub. But I don't think it was anything like out of character of what we're doing. It was just kind of coming my way.
Shai, the in-game adjustment that you all made, that group that came back in the second quarter to get things back on track, Mark said that was just amazing recognition by you guys of where you needed to be. What do you think sparked that and allowed you guys to change the tenor of this one?
We tried to be more physical. Just that first quarter and a half, they were the more physical team. They were the aggressors on both ends of the floor. And those are things that we try to hang our hat on and are bringing our identity. And when we got to it, we saw the game turn.
This is a little bit of a cliche, but it seemed like when you guys kind of were able to get that first cut into their confidence, you guys smelled blood in the water a little bit and really took control of things. Did you sense that out there from your group?
Yeah, for sure. Going into the half, we turned the tide. We kind of figured it out. It wasn't really complicated. It was just us being more physical and matching their intensity. And then once we did that, we were able to get all the other natural stuff into the game. But it started there.
Shai, what did you see from Chet in that fourth quarter there?
Yeah, he was aggressive. He was on the rim. He was decisive. He shot when he was open. He made good plays. He was himself.
He found you for a couple of good looks as well. The facilitating was something that, you know, really popped in terms of his game tonight. What's it like, the connection that you guys are building?
Yeah, he's a basketball player at the end of the day. He can pass, shoot, dribble, even at his size. Obviously, he's really skilled for his position, and they all blossomed tonight. But that's who Chet is, and that's who he's been.
Chet talked about the importance of continuing to play the right way within the system when he has it going, and we're all just having to continue to find him. It's something that you've done this season, something that Doug talked about, not taking those heat check shots because this might not be the best shot. What all goes into that, just having that maturity, especially as the second youngest team in the NBA, to have everybody on the team not take those heat check shots?
Yeah, I think we're a really mature group for our age. Part of it's feel. We have guys who want to win and want to play the right way, and we've had success doing so. So we try to stick to it. But part of it's feel. Sometimes you need to take those heat check shots, and we do sometimes. And when we do, it's needed and it's called for it, and no one has a problem with it. But for the most part, we have guys that are mature who've had success playing the right way.
It's your 18th game with 3 or more steals in a game, and I know you talked about you don't write down your goals and stuff, but is being an all-NBA defender something that you want to be?
Absolutely. It's half the game is defense, and being recognized that level on that end of the floor is obviously an honor and a privilege. It'd be cool for sure.
And Shai, you've emerged as one of the top players in the league, and seeing that we're in Black History Month, I just wanted to know, what do you think the role of today's pro athlete is in the fight, like social justice, freedom, and equality?
We have a platform, clearly. Now with that comes great responsibility to be role models for the youth. But yeah, we obviously have a lot of power with our platform, and we can push a narrative that equality is very important.
And just follow up, who are some of the most important, like, Black history figures that have been in your life or that have inspired you?
In my life, like in my life,
Yeah.
my parents. From a young age, I was always taught, like, you're not above nobody, no matter what. Everyone's equal, and to never think that. So I would say those two for sure. Sure.
Any gratification tonight to hit the 40-win season?
Say again, sir?
You only won 40 last year, you hit 140 now, tonight. Any gratification? I know there's a long ways to go, but does it feel good to kind of hit that number and keep on going?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, it feels good. It means we got better as a team, as individuals. Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah, it's definitely a plus.
Are you ever surprised?
Last question for Shai. Go ahead.
You ever surprised?
Yo, calm down, calm down.
I know, I'm teaching J-Dub. Yeah, I'm trying to learn, bro.
You ever surprised with how good you guys are and how far you've come in such a short span?
If I wasn't with these guys every day, I would be surprised. But seeing these guys work, seeing their mentality, seeing their goals, seeing them day to day, it makes sense. We're a super focused group. Above all, we care about winning, and we work super hard. And when you prioritize those things, good things happen to you.
And third quarter was just tenacious. What did you notice about your team's effort and execution?
Yeah, I thought they really were more physical than we were early in the game. They were just lining us up and driving us, kind of playing through the teeth of our defense. And then that group mid-second quarter and to close the second quarter, that changed the game because that lead was getting close to being unmanageable. And, we cut into it and we were able to get it to a safe spot at halftime. And then the guys did a great job coming out of the half. Showed great persistence. Obviously, Houston shot it well early, but we got really on track physically, and I was impressed with the way that we did that.
Sometimes you can see teams make a big tonal change like that after halftime. What do you think it said about the guys to be able to do that in the game after having already played one rotation and get to that adjustment themselves with their energy and their mindset?
Yeah, I thought we showed great recognition there that we just. The way we were playing wasn't gonna cut it. Some of that, like I said, they made they made a lot of threes. They were shooting 50% from three at halftime on 22 shots, which is an impressive number. And I thought the physicality we really amped up in this midway through the second quarter. That was the game right there, and got us back into it, and then really kept that going. We were dogs in the second half.
Kind of along the same lines, the 12th double-digit comeback for you guys this season, and you mentioned the uncommon poise of this group before the game. In this environment, knowing how comfortable Houston is on their home floor, just how impressive was that resilience and poise in this environment?
Yeah, I thought we had some poise, but it was more urgency. I thought tonight was a recognition of, if we kept playing like that, they could have just run us off the floor. And so our urgency ticked up, and we got nastier and tougher and more tight and together on the defensive end of the floor especially. And then the offense came around. We ended up shooting higher from them from three for the game, even after how they started. So, usually it does, if we're playing the right way, which we were. But the defense really needed to get corrected, and it did, like I said, midway through the second quarter.
It was a really big second half for Holmgren. What do you think changed for him after halftime?
Nothing really. I thought, he kind of played a really good floor game, even in the first half, especially late in the second quarter. He was in the middle of that run. He was getting us to a lot of actions, even if he wasn't the one scoring. He was getting kind of the blender started for us with, getting in and out of pick and rolls and I thought played with great recognition, and we continue to do a better and better job of finding him when he's open for three and when he's around the basket. And I thought we had plays like that again tonight, which is critical for us to maximize our team.
You guys mentioned the physicality, and adjusting to that. You kind of also adjusted to the way the refs were calling the game and letting a lot of physicality go. How do you feel like you guys, the poise that you guys did with that, not getting out of character and just continuing to play your game, but also in a physical way?
Yeah, I give Houston credit because I think, they set a really physical tone for the game, and the referees adjusted, I thought, to them. I thought they were punching us in the mouth early, and on an every touch basis, and the refs bent towards that, I thought, and that's a credit to Houston. I thought they deserved, to have the game called like that with the way that they started, and so if you want the game called tighter, you got to play with more force. You got to put the referees in position to make calls. We didn't do that well enough, and Houston did, and so they were able to set the tone of the game.
Chet, I don't know if you've been asked this about Shai or not in the past few years, but when a guy has it going like that, do you just sit back and just say, you got it, or do you try to draw plays for them, or just let them do whatever on the floor?
I mean, a lot of times they're playing, out of concepts, and they're reading the game. They're the ones making the plays. So I don't have full control over it ever, but I do think it's important when you play the right way, when you have it going, it shows confidence. And so it's important that we have talented guys, we have good players. It's important that they learn to continue to play the right way through their little pops of success. And I thought Chet did that tonight. I thought he played the right way. Shai does that on an almost nightly basis. Dub does that. Those guys, to me, that's a testament to their confidence, that they are willing to make the next right play, even though they might have it going in a particular, part of the game.
Did you challenge the guys at halftime to kind of stay on the Rockets?
No, I mean, I'm not a big halftime speech guy. We were trying to point out in the game how physical Houston was, and that we had to amp it up if we wanted to come out of here with a win or even have a chance at a certain point in the second quarter. And that's going to be our challenge. We play these guys again in 2 days, which is a unique challenge. And, their solution, I think they probably came out of the game in the second half feeling like we got the best of them there. So they're going to show up ready to play, on whatever night it is, Tuesday when we play them. That's a mark of Coach Udoka's teams. They're always tough, and so those guys are going to come to play, and we have to too.
Shai's had a scoring spurts in the game, J-Dub as well. Is it nice to see Chet have a scoring spurt like that in the fourth? Just another guy that an opposing defense has to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, I think they worry about him anyways. I think that's part of why we've had success as a team is because teams are worried about him. They're worried about him popping, worried about him rolling. He's got great gravity for us, and he's learning how to leverage that gravity, and we have to learn how to maximize him. And like I said, I thought the guys did a really good job of finding him tonight, and we have to continue to do that and establish that threat. That's how we unlock the best version of ourselves.
We asked about Josh a lot after quote-unquote bad games, but tonight, even 1 of 5, he felt like he had a really good floor game. What did you like from him tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was pretty engaged. I thought he was pretty competitive tonight. He was on the glass, and I did a really good job. The first time we played them was one of the first times this season that we got cross-matched, and he did a great job tonight of screening, and getting us to action, which just diversifies our looks. We're not doing that every time. There's times where we put him on the ball against it. There's times where he's screening, and there's times where he's spacing and cutting. And the more we can kind of mix that up and keep teams on their toes, the harder it is for them to get a defensive rhythm with the cross-matching. And so I thought tonight was also, a marker of how far we've come playing against that from the last time we played here, because obviously it was highly disruptive the last time we played here.
Lou's been shooting the ball just incredibly well during this month. And made the first 3 threes of the night for him. Just what have you seen from him and the shots that he's taking and getting?
Yeah, he's taking the right ones, and it's the same. Nick asked before the game about his finishing. It's the same thing with him, He's become way more efficient. It's a less is more approach, He's become way more efficient on better shots and cutting out the lowest quality finishes, lowest quality threes, and that's really made him an impactful player for us on the offensive end, and that doesn't even get into what he does for us defensively.
Kind of follow up on that, not just Lou, but talked about how you guys generate threes with attacking the paint against you guys.
Yep.
Does your confidence level rise with them taking the threes because of the way you guys generate threes? If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, at the end of the day, defenses can't take everything away. We're going to pound the paint with the ball, and find every which way to do that, because we can get free throws, we can get layups. You know, our guys get to their mid-ranges, which is highly efficient when they're open. And then when teams try to commit a third guy to the ball, basically, you know, you're going to get a really good three. And we get really good threes. I think that's part of the reason why we've shot towards the top end of our capability, is because of the quality of the shots we're able to get.